where are we? So I told you that today we're going to talk about one out of the 5 steps to become a highly paid digital marketer. Okay, these 5, so this is relevant for freelancers, consultants, and agencies. And it also doesn't matter if you only do Facebook and Instagram ads, or if you also offer Google ads, SEO, LinkedIn ads, Snapchat ads, TikTok ads, or even, you know, like Huawei ads or whatever you want. It just matters that you want to generate sales online for your customers. Okay, and what we're going to talk about today is one of the 5 specific steps. The 5 steps. So who was it who has already seen it? Marion, you remember the 5 steps? You have seen the webinar. What are the 5 steps? You remember without showing it? What are the 5 steps that I truly believe that Mario, Talal, Ariane, and Alejandro, and also the other guys need to apply to their business to become a highly paid digital marketer? What are the 5 steps?
I'm really sorry, but I have seen another webinar of you, not this here, sorry.
No worries. Then let me show them to you. The 5 steps that I truly believe that matter to you right now is focus on the right things in life and business, like really make a proper decision. Are you going to do Facebook ads for them, or are you going to do social organic content, or are you going to create the videos for them? That's why I asked, because it changes a lot if you focus on one area or the other. You want to also decide if you want to focus on e-commerce, lead generation, local businesses, info products, or whatever. Okay, because the days of the digital marketing generalists are honestly over. Like the market is completely loaded. It's completely full with digital marketing generalists. Everyone knows something about digital marketing. And if you offer all the different channels for all the different industries, you're not going to be super successful. What is going to happen is what we've been discussing with Ariane. Like you're going to have small clients that are not going to pay you properly. When you try to become, for example, a channel specialist, that's what I decided to do like a couple of years ago, is I focus on Facebook and Instagram ads for the different channels. Okay, then your life is easier. Okay, you can also be, if you say, hey, but I don't, you know, like Facebook, Instagram ads make sense, but also Google ads, but also YouTube ads, I like all of that. Well, then it's also fine, but then just focus on one industry, for example, like e-commerce or lead generation or local businesses, whatever. What I did before I became a channel specialist, I was a niche specialist. I only did Facebook and Instagram ads for e-commerce with my background in Meller, like selling watches and sunglasses online and all of these things. That's also a very easy position, but at one point of time, it's difficult to scale. Okay, especially if you sell info products. But I was just offering Facebook and Instagram ads for e-commerce stores like ASICS or Conforama, Meller, Bioderma, or La Luz, and these ones. And it helps you to really create more or less a little formula, like in my case, the full funnel strategy and all of these things that you can really replicate and apply to all of these clients, you know. And this really helps because, you know, something that works for one client is also realistic if they have homogeneous characteristics in the company. It's realistic, it's also going to work for them. So that's like one really important step, to focus in business, in life, and rather try to become a specialist and not a generalist. Step number 3 is, once you've already defined your offer, is to find these high paying clients organically. And that's what we're going to focus on today in this presentation. So step number 3 is going to be the core of our presentation. And once you have found these high paying clients, obviously you want to generate great results for them with your ads. Okay, so I have also specific content about omni-channel marketing, like YouTube ads, Google ads, Snapchat, TikTok, and all of these things. And I can also, Alex, actually, if you want, Alex Tomai, if you want, you can share in the Zoom chat quickly the link to our free webinar, and like for the 5 steps, because not even Marion has seen it yet. So they can just watch the full content about step number 1, step number 2, step number 4, and step number 5 later, whenever you want. And now just focus on step number 3, which I think is going to have the biggest impact in your business when you really find these high paying clients organically, and how to, you know, like convert them into customers, and then also building a personal brand. You can just watch later on. But now let's focus on step number 3, find high paying clients. But before we do that, guys, how do you actually get clients right now? Like Mario or Marion or Talal or Alejandro or Ariane, how do you actually get clients? How do you do it? Like you already have clients. How did you find them?
Should I answer? I start. So I started with Fiverr, actually. I did some. I started with with Fiverr, and I did some work for some of my friends who I knew in digital marketing. So I did this so I can get reviews, because on Fiverr it's really hard. It's a lot of competition. So I got some reviews, and after that, people, clients started contacting me. And when a client contact me, I really try to give them everything I know in like terms of value. For example, the last client now I'm working with, they wanted to do TikTok ads only, but I showed them that I can do Facebook ads, I can do Snapchat ads. I'm good in conversion rate optimization and e-commerce in general. So now I basically made them interested to work with me for long term, because they were like, they're a startup, they're just like, they've been in the market since 6 months or something. So they have good interest to if it's going well, to work with me all the time in all these platforms. So I grabbed the client. What I feel is like Fiverr, for me, the problem with Fiverr is the quality, and that, like the amount or the quality of the client. But probably I feel that it could grab the client and maybe carry on to a long-term contract. And and also Upwork, I am trying to just now, this is why I was creating the video. It was for Upwork to create this. This is for now, these two. But what I know is, I know that LinkedIn is also a good place to.
Got it. Mario, Marion, Alejandra, Ariane, what do you think about Fiverr and Upwork as a way to find clients?
Well, I actually really, oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Ariane, go ahead.
Okay, thanks. I thought about it a few times, but I really doubted to start doing it because of I was a bit scared what kind of clients I would find there and what kind of businesses they would run and what kind of Facebook business managers they are having. So until now, I didn't do it. And I started with my boyfriend. He has a company in food. He has a web shop, and he's in a particular niche of food, and he sells now workshops online and books and everything. And from that on, it went mouth to mouth. So I'm somehow in the food industry now, and I have colleagues of him, and it's very nice. I like the industry, but it's not a big amounts of money. So
Got it. Alejandra, what's your point on that?
For me, I actually used it in the past as an entrepreneur. So when I was actually working I've always been working in the education industry, and I used it back in the days when I was an employee of a university, for example, in the marketing or admissions department, to go and look for creative talent mostly. So copywriters, designers, stuff like that. That's how I've actually used Fiverr. I haven't used Upwork, but Fiverr I have. I like very much their gamification style they have to filter the quality of the providers. But in my case, I've focused it now that I've been working exclusively for the clients from Neo. What we're doing basically is not advertising at all since the beginning. It has been a focus on LinkedIn, as I mentioned, but more than that, it was the network from my previous experiences that has brought the organic traffic. So we've never done paid ads from our end. We do them for our clients, but we haven't done them from our end yet. So I think that's also something we're looking at doing. But the actual platform as such for me has been, I know we don't use that Patrick yet. We're in the process of shifting the website. for a full new version. But again, we have never used even the website for converting clients. Everything has been through referrals, in previous network, LinkedIn very much. And I think that's why I've learned now that if we want to scale it, we need to move away from that only audience that has been working pretty well and actually get the website and other channels like Instagram and Facebook going so we can scale it.
Absolutely. I think now is the right moment to share some strategies with you, like 3, 4, 5 outreach strategies that I've seen working hundreds and thousands of times, to be honest, to get bigger paying clients for you. Okay. Like, first of all, obviously you want to define your buyer persona. That's why I told you, like, you want to run Facebook, Instagram ads, Google ads for whom, you know, like for e-commerce, for lead generation, for info products, for local business. You have to start with that, like defining your buyer persona, giving him or her a name, and really define some characteristics, and then search for someone like that on the different channels. First thing, okay? And now let me show you a couple of strategies that I've seen working very, very well to do that. And in the meantime, when you have any questions, feel free to put them here in the chat, okay? And after the content part, we're gonna answer all of them, okay? So just feel free whenever you have questions, put them in here. Motivated, guys? Yes, no, maybe? Nice, Mario, let's rock it. Yay, Motivation, so gefällt mir das. Let's do it, let's get started. Okay, so we have been talking about step number 3 in our 5 steps to your success. Okay, I'm gonna share with you 4 ways to reach potential clients in an organic way. And the first one is honestly already the one that typically should work the very best for you. Okay, and the first one is having a referral partner network. Okay, and even paying them commission. We still do that, and we still are the referral partners of hundreds of freelancers and agencies that we collaborate with. But obviously, if you run Facebook ads for e-commerce, for example, obviously some of these e-commerce brands are going to ask you like, nice, but now there is this new Snapchat and TikTok ads thing. You're going to run them for me. And if you don't want to do it, you can always recommend Talal, for example. It was pretty good with Snapchat and TikTok ads. Okay. And you can say, hey, Talal, you're going to make 1,000 euros a month with this client. Well, then pay me 20% in commission because I brought you this lead. And vice versa. If Talal says, hey, I focus on e-commerce, but I don't do info products like people who sell online courses. And he's like, but Alejandra, she's in the education industry for 4 years already. She's going to be super good in running performance marketing for that. And then Alejandra does a consulting session with this potential client, charges the client 10,000 euros. And Talal says like, okay, 20% are for me. And everyone's happy. You know, it's a win-win between all of you. Okay. So referring a friend, and not just, you know, like theoretically, we all know that this makes sense, like word of mouth marketing. Theoretically, we all know that. But in reality, I know very few people outside of our academy, outside of our mastermind, that have this really properly systemized. Okay. So without going into much detail, but let's assume that you run Facebook and Instagram ads for a potential client. You charge them whatever, like 500 euros setup or 1,000 euros or whatever you want for setup. Okay, whatever the client is willing to pay, obviously. And then you charge them, for example, 3 months of retainer, like 1,000 a month. And so it's the deal flow is at least 3,500 euros. And that's important to me that we stop. That's also something that I've been discussing with Talal, that we stop charging clients something like 500 euros or 1,000 euros for 1 month. That we, I mean, how much you charge them is up to you. You can charge them 200, you can charge them 2,000, you can charge 10,000. What comes to your mind, okay? But that we stop pricing ourselves by I charge so much per month. Okay, that's really difficult. You always want to implement also a setup fee or a strategy definition, which is one price point. And the second element that you always want to include is a minimum duration. Okay, because typically in the beginning, it's the most work for you. So if you say, I run Facebook ads for 500 euros a month, or for 1,000 euros a month, for 2,000 euros a month, Okay, what is going to happen? It's going to happen that you have to put in all the effort for the setup. And then after 1 month, if the results are not so amazing, the clients are going to say, well, then goodbye, you know, and you lose a lot of effort and time. And that's, Ariana is like, yeah, it sounds familiar to me. But if you would have sold it differently, I can guarantee you that the conversion rate is not significantly lower to convert this customer into this lead to a client. If you say to them, okay, in the beginning, it's a lot of work. I also have to implement all the strategy that I've learned over the last year. So there's a setup fee. And then we're going to work together for at least 90 days. Okay. And each month, it's still the same amount, but you package it differently. Okay. And selling a package makes a big difference. And you also pre-frame the customer the entire time and tell them something like, after the 3 months, we typically renew for another 6 months or for another new month. And you already pre-framed the entire time. Okay. Because if not, they're gonna stop from one day to the other and you have to start again to find a new client. I'm telling you all of that because imagine that this standard deal flow is 500 setup and 3 times 1,000 monthly. Okay, so it's 3,500 euros for Talal. And we said that Marion, for example, introduced Talal to this potential client. So what is a nice referral deal is Talal paying Marion 20% out of 3,500, which is 700 euros, which is pretty motivating for just having done one little WhatsApp introduction or one little introduction per email. And for Talal, it's still 2,800. So it makes quite a lot of sense, okay? And it's a win-win-win for everyone. Like Talal is happy, Marion is happy, and also the customer is happy because Talal is going to generate great results for them. So what do I want to share with you when it comes to systemizing that, okay? So first of all, who of you has a referral partner network? Who of you has like a group of people that on an ongoing basis introduces them? Like besides Alejandra, anyone else or nobody? Like Marion, nice. Anyone else? Like how do you do it, Marion? Like how did you actually do it? Do you also have a contract and have it signed with these people? How do you have it?
Yeah, I have one partner where I have a contract that is also signed. And secondly, and I don't know, maybe I can recommend that to all of you because this is our network, I don't know, European network. It's BNI, so it's called BNI. And they have different positions all over Europe, very, very locally. And there are people from, I don't know, there are people from every sector, not only social media. So I am, for example, the only one that makes social media in this sector. The others are, I don't know, one has a hotel, the other has a restaurant. So they have very different sectors in this network. And they are all, this is without provision. So you don't give anyone 20% or 10% or 50%, but it's only a recommendation network. So you recommend, each other together, and so it's really, really nice. And maybe you find one in your location. So could be a nice idea.
I like it. Alejandra, how do you do it with your referral partner network?
I wish I would have known about that before, Martin, because I didn't do it that way. From my end, it has been literally a one-on-one conversation. But what I've done has gone on both sides. So I have referrals from myself to our providers and also from people in the network to bring us clients. So it works both ways. And that's actually how we've managed for at the very beginning. I must say I didn't have much internal staff, and we were basically the facilitators between a network of affiliates that were doing the job that we were requested by our network. So I think at the beginning that was the case, and then we realized, well, we also need to do it the other way around. If we're receiving referrals for new clients, those people who have been referring us should also get a cut, and that's what we've been doing with contracts, everything signed, and
absolutely like it a lot. And convert this into a practical action item for Mario, for Talal, for Rian, for Mario, and for Alejandra, what I would like to invite you to do is to go through your WhatsApp contact list and define the 10 people that you already know anyways, because they're old friends from high school or from university, or someone that you used to work together with, or a past client, or whoever, or the boyfriend of someone, or whatever. Like, we all know, like, if you properly think about it, like, who could be a potential person that's not as a client directly, but he or she is well connected, okay? And this kind of person, what I would recommend you to do is simply contacting them on WhatsApp, either with a text message or with an audio, with a video. And like the people who know me very well, like Alex is like, yeah, Patrick would send a video. Like I would typically always send videos to everyone. I just think it communicates more than just a written word and more than just an audio, and it really shows your facial expression and everything. So what I would do, homework, sit down and think about the 10 people that would potentially be referral partners for your agency, okay? And just say them. So it already helps, because you have to have the balls, so to say, to contact a former friend, say like, I'm doing this now, that's my business. And it really strengthens also your own self-esteem, so to say. But you really want to outreach to them and say, hey, I need more new clients, and I know that you're very well connected. What I have learned in this webinar of Patrick Wind is that it makes a lot of sense to offer 20% commission to people that bring me new clients. Each client, I typically charge 3,500 euros, 500 euro setup, 1,000 monthly for 3 months. So for you, that would mean 700 euros for each introduction that you make, okay? And obviously, people can be intrinsically motivated because they want to help you, but motivating them extrinsically with money has helped me a lot. Okay, I'm just saying it like that. Like the really big brands that I've shown you in my slide deck, several of them I've been introduced to by people in my referral partner network, and I had to pay them 20% commission for that. That's the reality. Like we can always talk about like, yeah, they introduce you because they think you're the best or whatever, but reality is they made a shitload of money by introducing it to us, and we're working with them. And then 20% lifetime went to the people who introduced us, you know? And it's obviously better to make 100% of the profit, but reality is that was one of the big things that helped us with Ads Accelerator to get where you are right now. So that's why I want to share it with you. And it's so easy. Like you just start and you just contact 10 people, and then you can, you know, like have a little contract signed with them if you want, or you can just legally sending out an email and having it confirmed by the other person is also already a contract. Okay. And yeah, what do you think about that, guys? Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it this afternoon? This afternoon, not waiting until tomorrow. Ariane, do it today. Today is the best moment to do it, honestly. It really works. And if not, you're just in contact with 10 old friends again, so you cannot lose anything. And it strengthens also your self-confidence, because you had to expose something a little bit uncomfortable. Okay, first thing. And now let's talk about some more practical things that every one of you could do right away. Okay. So here we are. All good. Let's do this. Okay, the next channels that I want to show you is LinkedIn, Facebook, and also Instagram, okay? And on LinkedIn, you're gonna like it a lot, what I'm going to share with you. Who of you uses, I actually can see you guys, so at the bottom here. So who of you uses LinkedIn Sales Navigator? Anyone? No one? No LinkedIn Sales Navigator. It's like 70 euros a month, and or 79, and it's a pretty good investment. But you know, to find potential leads on LinkedIn, it makes quite a lot of sense. But the things that I'm showing you now also work without Sales Navigator, so you don't even have to use Sales Navigator for that. Okay, you can do it just with your normal LinkedIn profile. Who of you has a profile on LinkedIn? Everyone, right? So every one of you it's possible. Every one of you is able to apply these things. Okay, so LinkedIn outreach strategy. Let me tell you how I found a couple of really big clients here in Barcelona. Okay, I literally Friday night, my girlfriend, she's already sleeping, 10 p.m. or something, 10:30. I'm like, man, I need more clients. Like back in 2016, 2017, like, boah, I need more clients. I need some e-commerce clients or whatever. What I did, and it still works the same way that it used to work back then, and now even better because LinkedIn has improved. Okay, what I did back then, me sitting at the chair, like, I need more clients. What can I do? What can I do? Me going to LinkedIn, searching for marketing Barcelona. Okay, and so with your city or where you want to find the clients in, like South Tyrol or Baden-Baden or whatever. Okay, marketing Barcelona. And then we had like 400,000 results. The first one was the marketing director at FC Barcelona. I'm like, well, I would like to run the ads for FC Barcelona. Okay. There's a couple of other big guys and girls, obviously. So what I did is I went to his profile and I connected. But before I connected, I also had a look at the other potential leads that show up on the right side. And these people are also like senior marketing, digital director, public relations manager, whatever. They're also interesting people. Okay. And what you want to do with these guys is you want to send them an invitation. And here are two different strategies. One is the quantity approach. The other one is the quality approach. Okay. The quantity approach is something that I do with Linked Helper or with DuckSoup, so with email, with automation tools to contact hundreds and thousands of people in an automated way. It's called Linked Helper or DuckSoup. Alex, if you wouldn't mind, like sharing them in the Zoom, I would highly appreciate my old friend. In the meantime, I continue. Like you could either automate it and send to people standard messages, like, hola Kelvin, just on your profile, want to connect with you here in Barcelona. My name is Mariana König, and we can help you with your Facebook and Instagram ads. No worries, we're not another agency, whatever. Okay, that's like a standard message that you can send. Obviously, people are already they're spammed with tons of these messages, but it is a numbers game. And trust me, if a machine contacts 100 people, trust me that at least 5 to 10 are gonna have exactly that need in this specific moment. Okay, so it really works. It's just a numbers game and you need some patience. And then obviously once they have accepted, you want to work the lead as if there would be no tomorrow, like sending them an audio, doing a free audit of the Facebook ads library, offering a free consultation call. You can do tons of things with them. Okay, but it's a good opener and it's a numbers game. Okay, however, I also understand that you don't want to have the reputation of being an internet scammer and like sending standard messages to everyone all day long. So what you could also do is you can already, like make this really nice, like already up before you contact them. Like for example, what I would have done with the marketing director of FC Barcelona, I would have already checked out the ads library of the guys from FC Barcelona, and I would have sent them a message like, hey, Alessandro, I've seen that you're not using any carousel ads in your Facebook ad strategy. And I've even gone to your website, have not received any retargeting ads. My name is Patrick Wind, and over the past 6 years, I've helped several companies with exactly that issue. And I know exactly how you can improve your return on ad spend. Okay. And really personalized and very, having in mind exactly what their situation is. So it's a numbers game versus a quality game. Okay. The two strategies both work. It just depends on what you're more comfortable with. Okay. And once you've sent the invitation, LinkedIn afterwards gives you also this recommendation of people you also may know, like the executive director of ES, recruiting, whatever. Okay. And you can also do the same game over and over again. That was standard stuff. I think many of you have done that already. Okay. But let's dive into the next level. The next level, that's one of my favorite outreach hacks on LinkedIn because it generated a lot of good clients for us. Okay. And I'm talking about like A brands, like really big ones. Okay. And what we did is with schools. Okay. Anyone of you knows the trick? LinkedIn schools? Yes, no? Mario, have you heard about LinkedIn schools? Well, nobody knows it. Well, some people know it obviously, but people typically don't know this trick, and it's really good. Okay, it's a secret, and don't share it with too many people, because the more people do it, the less effective it's going to be for us. Okay, so what you can do on LinkedIn is you can click on people, jobs, content, and then more. If you click on more, it opens up this little sub menu with companies, schools, and groups. Okay, and if you go to schools, like schools in the sense of LinkedIn are universities. Okay, like here in Barcelona, one of the biggest business universities, ESADE. There's also IESE, La Salle, and all of these ones, but one of the biggest business ones is ESADE. Okay, and what I can do then is obviously I can go to the LinkedIn profile of ESADE. Okay, and now comes the point. So far, so good. So far, everything is clear. Okay, but now comes the cool thing. On ESADE and on every other university LinkedIn profile, they have a section that's called alumni. Okay, alumni are former students of this university, like people who have graduated from ESADE. And I know that it's obviously possible to also go very far in your business career without having ever entered a university, but likelihood is high that many people on the C level in Coca-Cola, Unilever, have graduated from a business university. Like that's just standard statistics. Like people at a very high corporate level, they used to have studied at big universities. And the thing is, with this LinkedIn schools thing, with their alumni page, you can reach these people for free. Okay, and you can play the entire game again. So what I did with ESADE, they have like 60,000 alumni. I go to the alumni page, and what LinkedIn offers you are these additional filters. Okay, out of these 60,000 people, where do they like how many live in Spain? How many live in Madrid? How many live in Barcelona? How many work right now at Ernst & Young? How many work right now in PricewaterhouseCoopers? Okay, and you can do a lot of things, like where do they live? Where do they currently work? Do they, like people, you know, like they even work at Amazon, they work at Google, they work at McKinsey. These are really high level people that are good clients. And Ariana told me in the beginning, I'm struggling with my small clients, they require a lot of work, they do not pay well. Well, then start going for the big fish. Okay, start going for the big fish and sell them a solution for the real problem. Okay, that's the only way to do it, to be honest. Okay, and you can even filter here at the alumni page, like what do they do now? Are they now working in sales? Are they working in marketing? Are they working in business development? What have they actually studied at ESADE? Have they studied law, marketing, business administration, whatever? And you can even filter like what skills do they have endorsed right now on LinkedIn. And something that I like a lot is this, how they are how you are connected with them. So who knows what this means? First, second, and third level connections on LinkedIn. Guys, you can just activate your mic and tell me. Mario, Ariane, Alejandra, Marion, who knows it? What's that first, second, and third tier connections? Who knows it? Alejandra, venga, dispara.
It's so second connection is if we have someone else in common, and that's pretty powerful. And third ones is, well, yeah, we don't have someone in common. First is we are connected.
Exactly. And guess what? If you send an invitation to someone who has not even one single friend in common with you, it's not very likely that they're going to accept. Okay, it's the same as you go to a club and the bouncer doesn't let you in. You're like, I know the organizer, I know Mark, I know Frank, I know whatever, I know Susanna, whatever. So if you have a second tier connection, it's much more likely they're going to accept and you're going to make business with them. And obviously, all the first tier connections are the ones that you should approach first, because you're already connected with them and they don't have to accept, and you can already send them an audio. Honestly, guys, I don't know how extroverted or introverted you are. Like, I also recommend you to do the 16 personalities test. Okay, 16personalities.com, which really helps you to understand your own strengths and weaknesses much better. I'm, for example, am a pretty introverted guy. Okay, I really am. But I know that it works much better if I send audios or even videos to these potential clients than just the standard text and hide behind the text. Okay, therefore, I put my balls together and I send an audio, even though it requires a lot of effort, and I do it and it works. Okay, and once again, start with why. Think about your intentions. Why should they even care about what you tell them? can you really help them or no? Okay. And if you are convinced that you can really help them, then, you know, just send them an audio and contact with them. And why is this alumni tool here so powerful? Well, because you can filter. Let's make an example here. What did I do? I did whatever, people from ESADE that now work in marketing. They studied marketing, that live now in Spain. Exactly, marketing, Spain. And what else? Exactly, I think I also filtered like only for second level connections. And then I found out that these people, they work in really big companies. Okay, they work, for example, in Hewlett-Packard, Ferrer, Nestle, Danone, Volkswagen, Seat, Pepsi. Like, these are like big brands. And once you have a big brand in your portfolio, you can also easier contact with other big brands. And that's reality. Like, that's exactly what we did. Okay, and that's what many people in our academy do. And it really works for them, because once you've applied these filters, LinkedIn shows you all of these people. Okay, these are all people that studied at ESADE, that apply these once you have applied these filters, you can see, for example, the marketing director of Thermopharma, marketing director of Idea Foods, digital marketing manager here, marketing at Istin. Like, these are the right people to contact. And these are not people that gonna say, oh, 500 euros setup and 1,000 euros a month. Oh, that's so expensive. Do you really think that these big brands like Nestle or Nespresso, that they're gonna complain about 1,000 euros monthly fee, or 2,000 or 4,000? Honestly, do you really think that these big brands are gonna complain about your fees? Well, if you have the solution to their real problem, then they're gonna be fine. Okay. And who else can you find? Like CMOs, marketing manager at Unilever. Like, honestly, these are like the big brands. Bershka, and she's even the head of digital marketing. So she's the person to talk to when you want to run ads for Bershka. Digital marketing, e-commerce manager, strategy, marketing, well, whatever. Okay, like tons of people that you can easily just outreach, and they're on a silver plate in front of you, and it's for free. You don't even have to pay Sales Navigator for that. So it only requires your time and your effort and your honest intentions. If you just contact them to sell them something, you're not gonna convince them. But if you have like true, from the heart, like honest intentions, that you know that what they're doing right now is burning some money and you can help them, then contact them, you know. And you can also, you know, every one of you knows the Facebook ads library. Yes or no? Who knows the Facebook ads library? Okay, so you can literally just check out the Facebook ads of Volkswagen or from Danone or from Seat in the ads library. You can have a look at them and think like, wow, what they're doing is burning money. Like, why do they run a single image ad in horizontal with 2 lines of copy? Why would they do that? And if you think like, hey, if they would work with me, I know that they would get better results. I honestly know that. And if you contact them with this intention, you're gonna be surprised how far you can get. Okay. And besides schools, there's a second thing that I like a lot on LinkedIn, which is called groups. Okay. Like the typical Facebook groups, there are also LinkedIn groups. Okay. For example, there are groups about e-commerce. There are groups about whatever, lead generation. But for example, the e-commerce group is a very nice one to find leads there, because they are typically the business owners of the e-commerce stores are in these LinkedIn groups. And if you offer them solutions, like I run Google Shopping, for example, or conversion rate optimization of Facebook and Instagram ads, whatever, okay, LinkedIn ads, whatever you offer, like these people are exactly your target group, like 900 people there, 1,700. And the strategy to hunt for leads in these groups is basically nurturing the lead. And nurturing the lead means what? Well, that you basically are a nice person and you add some value to them. For example, if Harkirat here asks a question and I know the answer, well, then you comment with the answer, and then you send an invite to connect with this person, and he's the brand manager and digital marketing, whatever. And you're just in contact with him because you solved his problem, you answered a question, or you research and you post to the link that you found on Google and say, hey, this helped me a lot, whatever. Or even if you answer just following, it's an interesting question. It's all fine, but it's a very easy way to get in contact with. What else can you do? You can also share content there. I don't know how many of you write your own blogs, but if you write a blog article, if you write an article on LinkedIn, you can share it in these groups. And if you don't write your own blog, but you found a very interesting YouTube video about best practices for e-commerce, then you can also share it there. It gives you exposure. And then you start flirting with these leads in the comment section. Okay, so if they comment, hey, this is interesting, but how did you do this and that? Well, then you answer and then you connect directly. And doing all of that gets you actual leads that are in the e-commerce sphere completely for free. Okay, the same game you can also play with the famous Facebook groups. Okay, so find and join the right groups for your industry and add real value to them. Okay, also here, e-commerce mastermind, e-commerce growth hacks, 7-figure e-commerce, whatever. Okay, like there are tons of groups depending on whatever niche you want to focus on. And again, you play the same game that you would play on LinkedIn. Okay, and honestly, if you dedicate 2 to 4 hours a day, first thing you do in the morning between 8 and 12 a.m., well, between 8 and 11 a.m., for example, like first 2 to 3 hours a day, for 1 month, it is impossible that you do not find high-paying clients. It is literally impossible. If you do it with the right intention, if you're just doing it to spoil people or anything, the universe is perfect and the universe, karma exists. So you might not find great clients, but if you do it with an honest intention and you know that you add real value to them, you're going to see that you're going to get very far with that. Okay. And so we've talked about referral partner network. We've talked about LinkedIn. We've talked about Facebook. And what else can we do? Instagram. Instagram right now for Ads Accelerator is one of our most important sources of qualitative traffic organically without even paying ads. Okay. What you can do is you can find and follow the right hashtag, for example, for your industry. And then once again, flirt with these leads. So basically engage with them actively with content. Okay. Let's assume we want to focus on the channel Facebook ads. Okay. So we search for the hashtag Facebook ads, or Facebook ads agency, or Facebook ads strategy, or Facebook ad tips, whatever. Okay. There's so many different hashtags that are related to our industry, related to our niche. Let's take this one, Facebook ads tips. And now the game is that you take the most recent 3 or the most recent 6 posts and you engage with them actively. And with engaging actively, I'm not saying like the thumbs up emoji. I'm saying like literally dedicating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes, 10 probably not, but 2 or 3 minutes to really add some value to this post, because the person, if it's in the first line or in the first 2 lines, this post has been published in the last couple of hours. And we all know once we've published something, we want to get this social feedback. We want to see how people like the content, how they like us, and people pay attention to the first couple of comments that you give them. Okay. And if you do some thorough thinking about it and really process the information that the person gave you and add something there, they're going to like you and they're going to be in contact with them. So for example, this guy here, or Digital Group, says top 3 tips to implement Facebook ads. Okay. A/B testing, effective copywriting, use the Facebook pixel. No, okay, that's nice. Good, got it. And if I want this guy to be in our academy, on our mastermind, I want to hunt for this lead, what I would do is I would like it. I would comment, man, Digital, thanks a lot for sharing. You're completely right. These 3 steps are super important. But I hope you already have in mind that in 2022, Google is going to block the Facebook pixel from their Chrome internet browser. So have you already implemented the conversions API in your ad accounts? That's like, and I just made this up right now, and like these kind of comments are real values that you add. And guess what this Digital guy is going to do? He's going to be like, whoa, this Patrick Wind has answered on my Facebook post with a valuable comment. He's going to like it. He's going to answer to my comment, and I'm going to connect with this guy. I'm going to send an audio on Instagram, and I'm going to be like, hey, I really like it. Let's talk more about conversions API. It's really not that complicated to set up. Have you already implemented? What are your experience with that? And then if you do it with the right intention, like people are going to like you, and then you're going to jump on a call and you're going to sell them whatever you have to offer to them. Okay. And this really, really works, guys. And Once you have gathered these leads, obviously you want to generate great results with, for them with your ads. And once you have gathered great results, you can also focus on strengthening your own personal brand for long-term success. So that was it from my side. Any questions, comments? Actually, it took quite some time, but thanks a lot. Talal, gracias, amigo. Any questions, guys? Alex, you want to moderate the question section? Because I see there are a couple of them.
Absolutely. Right now we have just one question, but two people asking the same thing, and I'd say more people are wondering this, but don't writing it here. So it's basically coming from Marianne. Marianne is also interested. Don't these big companies have someone in-house already managing their Facebook ads?
Yeah, that's definitely true. It's once again, it's a numbers game, my friends. Like if you contact 100 companies, you're completely right. 50 of them are going to have it in-house. But there's still 50 of them who want to externalize it. And out of these 50, 10 are very unhappy with the current agency. Having said that, it's a numbers game, obviously. And out of the 50 that run it in-house, that do not want to externalize it or delegate it to an agency, you can always offer them consulting. That's what I did from 2017 to 2019. I didn't run ads for A6 or Desigual, but I consulted them, okay? Because they have exactly that. They have an in-house department who does it, okay? But I saw their ads and I was like, why would you do a single image ad in horizontal for years? You know, like, why would you do that? Why would you not make a video? Or why would you not go bigger on Instagram stories? Why would, you know, like, why would anyone with this budget do that? Okay. And that was the intention that I contacted them. Okay. And then they were like, okay, then teach us how to do it. And I sold them a workshop. I sold them weekly consulting. I sold them an audit. I sold them competitive analysis of Nike, Reebok, and Adidas, what they do. Based on that, create an action plan for them. And obviously they liked it. So at the end, yes, you're right. Some people, some companies have it in-house, but why not offering consulting and coaching for them, or audits or competitive analysis? And also many of them do not have it in-house. Like Bioderma, for example, they just want to externalize it. So yeah, just adapt your value proposition to what the market really needs.
Guys, also one comment on this. The 50% that does have somebody from the inside team, they don't necessarily have specialists. It's sometimes just one of the team members, and they're like, okay, who wants to do this? You. And then this person is running the ads. Maybe he does a program with us, but how much time does this person has? How much interest? So sometimes not enough. Sometimes it's just something that this person wants to remove from itself because it's an unwanted responsibility. So you can also take advantage of that.
Completely agree, Alex. I like it a lot. Any more questions? Marion, Marco, Talal, Mario, Alejandra, Ariane, any questions?
I have a question. Don't you think also to communicate or contact digital marketing agencies?
That's
like the big agencies that actually do create, like they handle the big, because also I was thinking like Coca-Cola, okay? Coca-Cola, they work with a digital agency for sure, with a big agency that does like creatives and ads and a lot of like products, research and stuff. So yeah, don't you also communicate with these?
Yeah, so two things I would like to say here. Like first, with Coca-Cola Colombia, I'm collaborating right now, for example, and obviously we're not doing the ads for them, but I consult them on a strategic level, like once a month or something. I've called to the CEO of Coca-Cola, and he's just wanting to be updated. He just wants to, like the biggest trends that are going on in the market. Like, but it's not easy that they want your expert advice. Also with bigger agencies like Ogilvy and Havas Media, I also add value to their marketers, but it's not an easy win, my friend. It's not something that you outreach to an agency and you tell them, hey, I tell you how to do your job better. It's not an easy conversation. That comes with a stronger personal brand when they contact you after a couple of years, but it's a good client. Like the buyer persona of agencies like your leverage is really high, so you can charge high prices. Like for example, if I would do a one-on-one consulting session with ASICs, it's just one company that benefits. But if I would do a one-on-one consulting session with Ogilvy or with Havas Media, they execute the ads for hundreds of companies, so you can charge them much more. But it's not an easy sell in this specific moment. That's why I talked more about LinkedIn outreach, Facebook outreach, Instagram outreach, referral partner network. That's so easy. Everyone could and should do it every single day, you know, like Monday to Friday, 1 or 2 hours, you should really dedicate to that. And then once you've generated great results for these clients, you want to strengthen your own personal brand, like Talal is already doing. But what I'm missing on your profile, Talal, is like results, case studies, screenshot of a ROAS or anything. Because if you do this consistently during months and even years, these agencies at one point of time are going to contact you, and then it becomes an inbound lead. It's not an outreach anymore, it's an inbound lead. And you're going to like, Talal, man, how do you typically generate this ROAS of 10? Like we don't for our clients. Can you teach us? And then you charge them high prices. But it's like the snowball effect or compound interest effect. It doesn't happen tomorrow. It takes a little bit of time, but it works.
Guys, also as a quick note, because Patrick mentioned specifically Coca-Cola Colombia, right, Patrick? So keep in mind that many brands are present in many countries, and these guys do ads and their campaigns, they do everything differently. So not necessarily there is like a Coca-Cola guy managing everything of every country. Yes, so keep in mind that you can approach different ones. So for example, last week, one of our academy clients, Anna, she closed Reebok from Panama. Of course, Reebok Spain would have been an impossible task at this moment, but Panama is her client. So keep that in mind when you hunt for a big client. It's like, it's not one big piece, it's many pieces, different countries. So Coca-Cola is in 200 countries. Reebok is in 20 or 30 countries, something like that.
Yeah, this is nice. I like this idea. I have another question regarding the niche, choosing your niche. Do you recommend to choose, for example, I want to work in the e-commerce niche, right? Do you recommend choosing also a niche in the e-commerce? Because I heard some people do that. They choose, for example, the jewelry niche or the sports niche, and they go, I know, because if I think about that, of course, it's harder to reach. Now your contacts are small, much smaller, and it's harder to find these leads.
Yes, so especially when you're beginning, the more specialized you are, the more you can guarantee that you're going to generate great results for a similar company. Like the way that I started is I did Facebook ads for Meller. They gave me 2 million euro of budget for half a year. We generated 6.4 million in return, selling sunglasses and watches. Okay, guess who was my second client? A Danish competitor also selling sunglasses and watches online. And he was like, Patrick, how did you do it with Meller? Like, can you show us? I was like, yeah, I can show it. I can show you. And it worked because it was the same full funnel strategy that worked for them, also worked for the other one. Then third client, Feelwood, an e-commerce selling watches made of wood. But the same strategy, like if you know how to sell Meller watches, you can also sell these watches. So it makes a lot of sense because it's easy to replicate a winning module, you know? Any questions to that?
Yeah, I have a question for you, Patrick. How much time did this save to you in terms of replicating, the setup instead of having to create everything from zero? Have you ever calculated something like that?
I do not have a mathematical calculation for each single comma and how much time I saved. And it's also not so much, like at least in the beginning, you're also, your limiting factors typically also not time, guys. Like right now, our time is pretty scarce and managing 15 people requires also a lot of work, to be honest. But in the beginning, like you still have more or less time available, but what is not there in such an abundance is money, right? So you want to, dedicate time and outreach, but it was not so much that I saved so much time. The thing is, I was simply much more confident in generating great results for similar customers. And it also increased the conversion rate a lot. So imagine how easy a sales conversation is with an e-commerce that sells watches and sunglasses. If you have just finished a case study where you made out of 2 million, 6.4 million, they were like, yeah, do the same for me. It's a very easy conversation. So being very specialized, especially in the beginning, helps you a lot. But at one point of time, your inbound is also going to bring you whatever. People who sell t-shirts or people who sell services that say like, hey, Talal, you're a nice guy. Can you also help us? And then you start to broaden a little bit. But in the beginning, it makes a lot of sense, to be honest. Guys, if you want to, we can do one more question. In the meantime, I'll also send you our contact information of us here by email on WhatsApp. You can just send us a question if you have even more questions. If you want to learn something about our programs, you're happily invited also to ask that. But no worries, there's not going to be a sales pitch. So just whenever you want, feel free to send us a message there. And if you want to have more information about the topic that we've been discussing today, or how to really bring your business to the next level, feel free. There's our email and our WhatsApp. And is there any further question? Marco, I like it. I haven't seen your video before. Marco, any question for me?
There's no question. I just wanted to congratulate with you because you are always at the top. I mean, you're great. And finally, I'm completing my diploma in digital marketing, which I delayed a lot. And now I can come to you and start the course soon.
Woohoo.
Yeah,
I like it.
definitely. Yeah, I was looking it, so I'm already 2 years late. 2 years, man.
Well, here you are. The universe is perfect, and it took you 2 years because it had to last 2 years, and now you're at the right point.
Yeah, I'm coming. So I'm happy you're still active because you could also retire.
Actually, I don't know if I should say that or not, but today with my best friend Chris, we went to the gym and stuff and had a longer conversation, and we decided to retire by the end of 2023.
Oh my God, okay. That's a bad news.
Well, I don't know, but retire, what does it mean to retire? Like doing these webinars and doing the mastermind sessions, which honestly is a lot of work, honestly. I decided to retire by 2023. What I'm gonna do afterwards, I might gonna run ads for NGOs.
Okay, just please make me start up with the startups that I have in the yard, and thereafter you can go because I need you.
Nice. And there's also something I wanted to share with you because I think this is a message that is really important. Like Marco said, Patrick, you're always on top, and I like that. Obviously, I feel humbled by your message. But there is something on top that I have to share with you guys, which is whenever you have a touch point with a potential client, you want to go in there with the right intention and always try to play your A game. Okay. There was a sentence of one of our mastermind members who told me the other day, Patrick, whenever I contact you on WhatsApp, whenever I contact whatever, I always leave happier than before. Okay. And that's a little bit of the message I want to share with you guys, that every single touch point that you have with a potential client, you always want to play your A game. You always want to have full energy. You always want to be honest and transparent with them. You always want to have the right intention to help them properly. Okay. And if you do this, and it's not just business and it's not just making another sale, then you're going to be successful. I truly believe that. And that's what makes the difference at the end. Having said that, here is our email and our WhatsApp. Thanks so much for being part of that, and have a great afternoon, guys. All the best.
Thank you, Patrick.
Bye-bye, guys.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you,
Thanks a lot,
Patrick.
Patrick. That's very nice.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes. Ciao, ciao. Have a good one,
Bye.
guys.
Ciao.
Patrick, bye-bye. Au revoir. Hey, take care. Have a good afternoon, my dear. Bye-bye.